So then Chrollo was explaining for the 9th time about his powers, whether or not to think if there was a blunt or not, explaining the origins of these powers going into... Oh, I'm steeply sorry. I was reading the latest chapter of Hunter x Hunter. Yes, they decided to actually put it out in an entire volume just for this single chapter. Like, I think actually it might just be, yeah. Oh, sorry, I got the two middled up. It's Game of Thrones. I couldn't tell because both of them had the same amount of fucking words in them. Whew. Oh boy. We're still getting used to novel X novel like that, even with the hype fights coming into it. It was like, Takashi and all that. When he comes back, he definitely wants to explain every little detail for you. Honestly, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because we get a lot of interesting things to find out about Chrollo's powers. But even when, like, Hisoka was like, are you done yet? I'm like, yes, Hisoka, I'm at the same point. And I'm like, Chrollo, I understand. Your powers are fucking broken. So immediately, like, we going from, like, the last chapter and all that, they're still facing off and all that. Chrollo decided to pull up another thing from his little bag of little stuff that he pulls out with the bookmark and all the book and everything. It's like, bringing out the order stamp proof of humanity and all that. It's like, albeit, like, Sharnak's ability, Black Voice, is an ability that controls people, where this is an ability that controls puppets. And it's like, there are some interesting things about this, where it's just like, you know, like, I'm able, you know, I'll keep it into my book and all that, and using my left hand and my right hand, and it's just like, you know what, it's very interesting, because even as they're, like, both, like, as puppets and all that, since with this, even if the opponent, like, is actually dead, he's able to actually still control them with this ability. Even if, like, you know, they're dead or anything like that, it's like, you know what, I can still do with this ability. Even, like, you know, there's blood everywhere. It's like, the only way to get rid of this thing is, like, just very much attack it's like the actual head and just rip it off. And it's just like, yeah, they can carry out the orders. And it's like, even ordering a puppet that was copied from, like, a human to kill someone will be heavily influenced by, like, their original personality and nature. And I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. It's like, these puppets, like, so they're very random in the case where it's like, unless you know their personality, how they act, you won't really know what they're going to be doing. Even in the worst cases, that some of these puppets has completely frozen and refused to acknowledge the orders. But by replacing the order with break instead, it seems like it detaches their mind from their body. So it's pretty much, he's able to use the true skill of, like, a skill hunter and able to keep work around it, and he doesn't have to work around all these little problems. So even in the case that he's got all these abilities, even at this short amount of time, he's already managed to learn immediately how to work around their all little problems. And then even using the Convert Hands Transfer Student ability, which he has with his two hands, where he's able, by touching someone with his right hand, he's able to take the likeness, and by touching someone with the left hand, he can take on theirs. And if he touches someone with both hands at the same time, then they instantly swap appearances. So now he also has a stealth ability to get around, because I'm not gonna lie, yeah, looking like Chrollo, it's a pretty, you know, you can't, like, you can tell immediately who the guy is. So yeah, swapping around and using the crowd as your own body, like, just the ability just to go through this. And then even having an ability that's like, you know what, out of all the things that I've done and all that with Skill Hunter and all that, so, you know, whenever a person with Skill Hunter normally dies and all that, that ability vanishes from the book and it leaves me incapable of using it any longer. However, just one of the abilities that is explained to him, one of them belonged to someone who is now dead and yet it still remains in my book, which is the ability the owner had in the, who was the Elder of Meteor City, which was, like, he was the original owner of Sun and Moons, and pretty much it's like, even if this man is to die and all that, once the seals have been affixed, they will never disappear, regardless of what. It's like, you know, when you die and then get stronger, and I'm like, oh dear God, that is a slight problem. And it doesn't matter whether or not the book is closed or not, the seals will remain there until they explode. And Hisoka's here like, oh dear God, this is a complete fucking, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, this is a bit of the problem. And then, even going into that, it's like, you know what, you still want to go? And he's like, I'm fucking ready, let's do this. And then suddenly I was like, oh, I'm turning over the page. I didn't realize I started reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9, Hiatus Is Not Crash. What is Chrollo doing? He's like, yes, let's go. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, he's like posing with the book stuff. Like a great recreation of it was like kind of going, like, it was so fucking... I was like, I wasn't expecting it. I was like, I think he's been taking, like, since he's been off and all that, he's been taking a few of, like, some pointers from Araki or something. Like, maybe he was there, you know, watching over his back when he was doing, like, Jojo Line. He was like, yeah, that's good stuff and all that. I can incorporate that stuff, like, coming into there. And then just, like, he just decides to take it to the crowd. Like, oh, we're going to have this fight in the crowd because guess what? This is either more, like, useful as I could swap appearances with people immediately there. I could put bombs on him. I could change the picture. Like, I could do anything in this crowd. Like, how the fuck with someone like this, like, with bungee gum ability, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna use this big massive motherfucker like that. It's like, you know, like, and this other like muscly guy coming out from the behind him and all that. And I was like, I gotta take these guys out immediately. And he's like, oh shit, I'm gone. And then it's like, these are the situations he's got. He can use the black voice, use bookmarks to maintain his abilities, activate the convert hands, transform into someone using the left, make bookmark to, like, you know, to convert hands, close book and hide. It's like, and then he can just come out with the sun and moon and just use bombs. Like, the entire crowd is a fucking bombs. It's like, oh, Jesus. Oh my god, Chrollo. This guy is fucking broken. I have that part. Yoink, 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 yoink. Like, I want to, like, the only way I could see, like, maybe Hisoka got there is, like, maybe he slightly attached, like, some bungee gum or something on him, some little bit of nen. It's like, oh, I've able to use my ability where it's like, I can always feel my nen being placed there. So I'm hoping that's the case, that he's maybe, like, done something like that, because boy, oh boy, is Hisoka in a fucking pickle right now dealing with this shit. I mean, we were still having the hype fight while it was going for it, but it was like, whew, yo, George R.R. Martin, man, I mean, if this takes you years to write up and all that, it's like, boy, you better have fucking Togashi round there with you, because I'm pretty sure if you asked him to write down your entire story, I'm pretty sure he could make, you know, a fucking Song of Ice and Fire in about maybe a week or something like that. Because my god, when the guy wants to tell some shit and he wants to give you it in details, and I mean every details and how it works, this motherfucker will definitely let you know when he's available. I'm pretty sure when the next back pain comes in, I'm pretty sure his schedule is going to be open quite like this book. I still love the chapter though, but whew, I got a very good chuckle out of the Araki pose. I was pissing myself at that point, and it was like, when you come into that, the fight is still enjoyable, but oh, I was not expecting, like, I was like, oh, we're in the clear after that, you know, last chapter was like pretty goddamn hype. There wasn't too much, like, with the novel stuff there. It was like, whoo, combining both, you give us the hype stuff and the novel part and all that, and that isn't me complaining, I'm just pointing, I'm just stating the obvious right here, ladies and gentlemen, but I still loved it. I think it was still like a fucking like 9 to like fucking 8. I still really enjoyed the chapter a lot. There's like, whew, you know, I'm jotting the notes down, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, jotting the notes like paragraphs. But that's all from me. I want to thank you much for watching. As always, you love Unknown as much as I do. Then you let me know in the comments. I've been hearing good things about the dub, so I'm very glad about that. I hadn't, like, obviously since I'm in the UK, I don't get to see it on Toonami. So unfortunately, I'm probably gonna just wait until I see it, like, once it comes out here on Blu-ray, and I'm just probably gonna watch the dub there. But look forward to it, and I'll see you guys next time.